Everything is inspired by the teachings of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder and charge of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Om Mananti Mandasam Shri Chaitanya Manobhisam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Vayam Karamyam Darati Swapadantikam. Our title today is Happy on Purpose, Purposeful Happiness. When we wake up in the morning, our message is that you get to make a choice about how you're going to live that day. You can choose to live in faith, you can choose to live happy, you can choose to live expecting favor, or you can choose to live discouraged, defeated, focused on your problems. Our message is that happiness doesn't automatically happen. It doesn't drop into your lap. Happiness is a choice. When you make a choice to live your life happy, first thing you do when you get up in the day is you say, this is the day the Lord has made. It is going to be a great day. And what that means is that you've made a pre-decision what kind of a day it is going to be. First thing in the morning, you make up your mind, I am going to live this day happy. I'm going to see the good, the positive. I'm going to be grateful. I'm going to love my family. I'm going to honor God. I'm going to make the most of this day. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And here's what happens if you don't make that choice. The circumstances will decide for you. You'll see every problem, how it's not going to work out. You'll think, why should I go to work? Same old, same old. I can't believe this traffic. Office politics. The boss is grouchy. When you find yourself starting your day dwelling on thoughts like that, you may not realize it, but you're choosing. Yes, it is a choice, and you're choosing to live discouraged. There's a reason why scriptures say joy comes in the morning. Every day, Krishna, God, gives you a fresh supply of optimism, a fresh supply of joy. Now you can dismiss it, brush it aside, and say, oh, this isn't for me. There's too much coming against me. Or you can open up your heart, you can receive it and say, things may not be perfect in my life, but I know that God's on the throne. He has a plan for me. He's ordering my steps, and His plans are good. Therefore, I'm going to enjoy this day. Despite the opposition, I'll be happy. Despite the things coming against me, I'll be happy. Despite people lying about me, I'll be happy. Despite my family not believing in me, I'm going to live this day happy. This is called being happy on purpose. There'll always be critics, betrayals, delays, all kinds of things that you could use as a pretext to live your life sour. But you have to put your foot down. You have to draw a line in the sand and say, that's it. I'm not letting other people steal my joy. I'm not letting what's not working out for me cause me to be sour. I'm not letting this problem at work keep me from enjoying my day. Rather, I will rejoice. I'll be glad. I will live this day happy. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What just happened in that scenario? You proved that your will power is more strong than the way that you feel. You proved that your will can counteract and overcome your emotions, your sentiments. Here's the takeaway. Don't wait until you feel happy to be happy. Decide first that you'll be happy, then the happiness will come. Now the enemy Maya, this Jagadish, keep us revolving in this samsara, this birth, death, disease, and all in this material world. She doesn't want you ever to get your hopes up. She wants you to buy into the lie that it will always be this way. She wants you to drag through the day being weighed down, preoccupied by all kinds of concerns. But you have to resist her. You have to kick yourself into gear. You have to affirm, I will be happy. I will enjoy this day. I will focus on the goodness of God. Many, many years ago, there was an elderly man, 93 years old. He was a guest on the Johnny Carson show. And he spoke of all the changes that had taken place during his 94 years on earth. And he was against all of them. He spoke of the garden that he planted every spring. He introduced his 75-year-old girlfriend who had driven him to the studio for the interview. He was a really interesting, engaging guest. It was obvious that his remarks were completely off the cuff and unrehearsed. They just bubbled up out of his personality. But he was radiant. He was happy. The audience loved this old guy, and they roared with laughter at some of the things he said. Johnny Carson liked him as well. Finally, Johnny Carson looked at the man and he said, "You must have the wonderful secret of happiness in order to be so happy and full of life at 94 years of old. Can you tell us what makes you so happy?" "No," the man said, "I don't have any great secret for happiness. It's just as plain as the nose on your face. When I get up in the morning, I have two choices. I can choose to be happy, or I can choose to be unhappy. What do you think I do? I choose to be happy." And that's, frankly, Johnny, all there is to it. Your will is going to override how you feel. And a mark of maturity is to be happy even when things aren't going your way. Because your happiness, your joy, is not based on external circumstances. Well, true, when I get over this illness, when I finish school, when I graduate, when my marriage is restored, then I'll be happy. When this or that or the other thing happens, then I'll be in a good mood. This is the when-then syndrome. What you're doing right there is you're putting off your happiness. If you get into that habit, there'll always be some reason why you can't be happy in the now. My suggestion is that you make a decision right now to be happy on purpose. Not when it clears up, not when your boss changes, not when you lose 20 pounds, not when you get a promotion, because this is a day the Lord has made. If you don't get happy where you are, you're probably not going to get to where you want to be anyway. I can't stand this job. I don't like going to work here. Try a different approach. Krishna, I'm happy that I have a job. Help me not to let these office politics drag me down. If you have a good attitude where you are, that's a seed that Krishna will use in order to change things for the better. But if you're all sour, disgruntled, daydreaming your way through the job, and even if then Krishna gave you a better job, when someone does you wrong there, you'll be sour at that place too, because that's your pattern of behavior. You have to put your heels down and get happy where you are. I'm not in that dream house yet, but I'm going to be happy in this apartment. I'm not married yet, but I'm going to be happy being single. That health issue hasn't turned around yet, but Krishna, I'm going to be happy while you're restoring my health, while you're changing things. You control your happiness. You control it. Nobody else. You're going to be as happy as you want to be. I wonder how much more we would enjoy life if we started choosing happiness, learning how to be happy on purpose. You can't get away from negative circumstances. I wish I could tell you that your faith will keep you out of trouble, that it will insure you against bad breaks, it will make sure that no one ever betrays you, but if I did, I would be lying to you. We don't get a pass. But what we do get to do is dig down, trust the Lord, and not allow things and people to steal our joy. Why? Because, again, you are in control of your happiness. On a morning walk, one time, Prabhupada said, trying to find happiness from this body, that's a mistake. The happiness we want is in the spirit soul, not this body. Happiness as children, as expansions of the all-blissful Supreme Personality of Godhead, happiness is our legacy. Happiness is our right to claim. Ananda Maya Vyasa. Every single living entity wants happiness. The problem is we don't know where to look for it. We hear in this world, the pleasure principle is the guiding principle behind all of us. The problem is we're trying to get happiness to this body, which is dead. The body is dead from the very beginning. And we're trying to get happiness, juice, life, by squeezing dead matter. Happiness is described as being where there is the Lord, where there is service to the Lord, and where there are the Lord's servants. Sometimes we look at our circumstances and we don't see anything to be happy about. We might be fighting cancer, going through a pandemic, having trouble at work. There's nothing happy inherently about that. But the reason that we can nevertheless be happy is that God, or Krishna, is on the throne. He controls the universe. He's our provider, our healer, our vindicator, our way maker. We can be happy because the most powerful force in the universe is on our side. We can be happy because when things come our way that are meant for our harm, He knows how to turn them to our advantage. We can be happy because He's promised to work out His greater plan for our life. And that plan, no person can stop it. No bad break, no sickness, no addiction. All the forces of darkness cannot stop what God has ordained for your life. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're not here by accident. Krishna caused you to wake up this morning. He gave you the strength to get out of bed. He crowned you with favor, put seeds of greatness in you. He calls you more than a conqueror. He calls you the head and not the tail. One way we honor Krishna God is by living happy. He didn't create you to drag through the day, overcome by problems, discouraged by disappointments. No, the day is a gift from God, and we should feel a responsibility to live it in such a way that God Himself is honored. Again, Prabhupada says, Ananda Maya Vyasa. By nature, we're happy. And as spirit souls, each and every one of us is naturally happy, blissful. But because we've been covered by the 8 material elements, earth, air, fire, water, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego, then we misidentify, we misdirect our efforts to happiness through these dull, dead elements. We can never be happy with matter. The material world means that everybody's working hard just for the body. Some of them, they're trying to work on a little bit higher level to get happiness through the mind. Poetry, philosophy, speculation, and so on. But neither bodily happiness nor mental happiness will actually give us happiness, because real happiness comes from the soul. You can't have happiness if the basic principle of happiness is missing in your endeavor. By bodily comfort, sense gratification, you cannot be happy. This is a civilization geared towards bodily comfort and mental stimulation. And in spite of having these things to a degree that no one has ever had them before in the history of the world, nobody's happy. Because there cannot be happiness on the bodily or the mental level. It has to be on the spiritual level. I want to give you an example. You have a coat. So you dry clean it, or if it's allowed, you launder it, you brush it. You keep that coat very nice. Now, keeping the coat nice doesn't mean you're going to be happy. Are you going to get happiness from the shirt or the coat? It's not happiness. It's not possible. Happiness is only possible when you try to make happy that which inhabits the shirt or inhabits the coat. So happiness doesn't come from bodily or mental stimulation. It comes from the soul. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. It comes from choosing from within to be happy, choosing to enjoy this day, to live it to the full. When you have that kind of an attitude, Krishna God will give you beauty for ashes. He'll make up for the wrongs, the betrayals, the unfair situation. Outside of my window, there's birds who chirp every morning at 5 o'clock. First light of dawn, first glimmer of sunlight over the Wasatch Mountains. They start chirping and chirping and chirping, different sounds, different melodies. One will chirp real loud, then there'll be a pause, then another will answer. And then the peacocks chime into the chorus with everybody else. And it sounds like a symphony every day, 5 to 5:30, same thing, again and again and again. One morning, it was raining, it was thundering, it was freezing cold, and I thought, no way, those birds are going to be happily chirping out there today. It's cold, it's raining, it's lightning, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Yep, right on cue. Those birds came on louder than ever. I wanted to say to those birds, why are you so happy? Don't you know that we're in political turmoil? Haven't you read the news? All the problems in the world, prices are high, the supply chain is messed up. How can you be singing? What if you don't get your worms today? It's interesting how Krishna has put something in those birds to start every day off singing. Doesn't matter what the day is like. They're basically affirming, life is good, we're happy, we're going to enjoy this day, come what may. What would happen if we adopted that same ebullient attitude, praise every morning, like those birds declare, I'm not going to be moved by circumstances. I'm going to sing in the dark. I'm going to sing in the rain. I'm going to sing when circumstances are against me. I'm going to sing in the cold. I'm going to sing when I least feel like singing. I'm going to make a choice to be happy on purpose. At a time when we could be discouraged, we could be complaining, instead, we're affirming that we're spirit souls, we're eternal, we have a loving Father, and we're going to live this day to the full. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram. Possibly one reason those birds are happy is they haven't watched the news. They don't scroll on Facebook. They have zero screen time. They haven't read the paper. They're not on social media. No one has told them that they're supposed to be worried, afraid, upset. They actually believe, can you imagine that their Heavenly Father is in control. They've seen Him take care of them in the past. They actually believe that He'll also take care of them in the present and in the future. So maybe take a page from them. In order to live happier, you might just have to tune some things out. Because you can't take in the negative and stay in faith. Things that are of a good report, things that are positive, things that are hopeful, these are the things that we're meant to take in. Our thinking has a lot to do with our happiness. You can actually think yourself depressed. You can think yourself into a bad mood. You can think yourself as a victim, or you can say, yes, I've had a lot of difficulties. I could be sour, but I'm not going to think myself down. I'm going to think myself up. I'm going to think myself happy on purpose. And don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying to deny the negative. I'm not saying not to be generally aware of what's going on in the world. But we are saying don't dwell on it. Don't relive what didn't work out in your own life. Don't replay the loss, the disappointment, the failure. You can't move forward if you're looking back. You can't enjoy today if you're focused on yesterday. So you need to start thinking yourself happy today, right now. Don't slide into self-pity. Why did I come down with this illness? My friends are all married. Why am I still single? These people at work are not fair. It's never going to work out. What you're doing right there is you're thinking yourself defeated. You're becoming unhappy on purpose. So the key is to change what you're thinking. Yeah, I came down with this illness, but Krishna, I want to thank you that you're restoring health unto me. Thank you that I will live the full measure of my days. Thank you that the best is still out in front of me. Sure, these people at work are not treating me right, but you know what? I'm not a victim. I'm a victor. Krishna, the last chapter in my life, I know that it will be a chapter of victory. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And what are some happy thoughts? I'm happy to be alive. I'm excited about my future. I believe that God has taken me from glory to glory to glory to glory. I believe that I haven't seen or imagined the great things that Krishna has in store for me. And when you think these kinds of happy thoughts, not only is it going to lift your spirit, but that attitude of faith allows Krishna to actually take you from glory to glory to glory. You're giving God permission to show up and show out in your life. In the Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, 21st verse, Krishna says to Arjuna, quote, the stage of perfection is called samadhi or trance. Once one's mind is completely detached from circumstances, good or bad, hot or cold, honorable or dishonorable, one chooses to see the spiritual self by the pure mind. In that joyous state, one is situated in boundless transcendental happiness and enjoys himself through transcendental senses. Established thus, one never departs from the truth. And upon gaining this, one thinks there is no greater gain. As we said before, what we all have in common is that we all hanker after happiness, either materialistic or spiritualistic. But the difference is, the materialistic persons are satisfied with temporary happiness. However, those who are yogis, spiritualists, they won't be satisfied until they tap into the unlimited source of spiritual happiness, eternal happiness, happiness which is tempered by transcendental knowledge. And they know that when circumstances don't go their way, it's no big deal. It doesn't stop you from keeping to choose happy thoughts, from keeping a song of praise in your heart. It doesn't stop you from thanking God that He's available and working in your life. It doesn't stop you from being grateful over the same circumstances about which other people are complaining. It doesn't keep you from seeing victory when other people are seeing defeat. Happiness is not dependent on what's going on around you. It's dependent on what's going on in you. Now, what kind of thoughts are you choosing? You have to give yourself permission to be happy. Sometimes we buy into the lie that we're not supposed to be happy. We've been through too much. You've made too many mistakes. You're too old. You're too young. If you're happy, people may criticize you. If you're happy, people may not understand. God wants you to be happy. God created you to be happy. You're supposed to be happy. You're supposed to enjoy your life. You're supposed to laugh, to smile. Happiness starts on the inside. Give Krishna or God something to work with. Every morning, you need to say to yourself, I'm happy, I'm grateful, I'm blessed, I'm spirit. And if you can't receive happiness, then what's going to fill that vacuum is sadness, depression, negativity. Make an affirmation, especially in the morning. Bless yourself with your thinking. Believe me, you will start thinking happier, and as a result of thinking happier, you'll actually become more happy. Just a quick story. This is an author named Tim Hansen who talks about a friend of his that has no hands. How's that for being dealt a bad hand in life? He has hooks for hands. He uses these hooks so well that he plays tennis. He rides a bicycle. His name is Mark. Sometimes he just takes off his hooks and functions only using his wrist. So one day, Tim and Mark went to the grocery store and Mark didn't have his hooks on. So he used his wrist to pick up items and drop them into his grocery cart. And he was picking up some cereal. Two boys, 6 or 7 years old, watched with their jaws down in disbelief. And they asked the inevitable question, Mister, what happened to your hands? Mark said, oh my gosh, where are they? I must have left them somewhere here amongst the cereal boxes. So the boys quickly joined in, and everyone's searching for his missing hands. And when they couldn't find his hands among the cereal boxes, he turned to the boys and said, "You know what? I washed my hands this morning. I think I left them lying by the kitchen sink." So Mark did what I'm asking you to do. Thank you, Lord. I know you're in control. My happiness has nothing to do with the body, with the mind, and everything to do with my soul, which is part and parcel of the Supreme Soul. I rejoice that it's a good day. It's a day I'm going to have fun. It's a day I'm going to smile and laugh. It's a day I'm going to live to the fullest. A blessed day. I may not have hands, but Lord, I've got wrists. So thank you for those. He was saying, even though I'm not where I would like to be, even though I don't have all the limbs that others have, even though I'm not like other people, and even when things aren't necessarily going my way, I am not going to choose to fall apart. I'm going to choose to make the best of every circumstance, to think happy thoughts, and to thank Krishna God that I'm alive, that I have purpose, that good things are in store. Ask yourself, are you making yourself sad? Are you thinking yourself discouraged? Are you describing yourself as a victim? Well, maybe it's time to turn it around and start thinking happy thoughts on purpose. I believe that spiritual people, people who claim to be God-centered people, they should be the happiest people on earth. There should be a difference between God-loving, God-centered people and people that don't honor God. When the God-centered people go to work every day, it lights up the office. It changes the atmosphere. When those who are without God consciousness go to work, when they're complaining, when they're discouraged, when they're talking defeat, those who are God-centered never fall for that bait. Never fall into that trap. They keep a smile on their face. They keep treating people right. They keep thinking happy thoughts. And I'm sure, coming to the conclusion here, that you all agree with me. The world today needs more happy people. There's so much sadness, so much depression, so much despair. And if you're not happy, if you're not careful, you will end up letting what's going on around you get in you. And that's why every morning you have to choose to be happy. Not, I feel this or that, the other thing, but I will rejoice, I will be happy, I will enjoy this day. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Prabhupada writes in a report to the Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 5th chapter, 1st verse, you are all after happiness. But why are you struggling so hard in this material existence? For happiness. Why are you after sense gratification? For happiness. Why do you want to possess things? For happiness. Why do you want to become beautiful? For happiness. Why do you want to eat so many things? For happiness. You go on. Everything we do is for happiness. That's the ultimate goal. But the happiness which you are now deriving from the sources you have manufactured, that is temporary. You want to be happy by intoxication? How long will it last? Temporary. You want to be happy by sex indulgence? How long? A few seconds. But if you want eternal, never-ending, ongoing happiness, then you have to purify your existential condition. You have to place yourself in the transcendental position. Then you will feel that happiness. When you think, finishing up here, of the best day of your life, what day would that be? The day your first child was born, the day you were married, the day you found out you were cancer-free, the day you moved into that new house. Well, those are all great days. We look back on those days or look forward to those days. But do you know what I believe the best day of your life is? What? Today. Krishna has given us this day to live fully. He's given us one more day on a string of days to enjoy our family. He's given us another day to see the sunrise, and another day to see the sunset, another day of possibilities, another day to pursue your dreams, to go after your goals. Sometimes we let the pressures of life, the traffic, what somebody said, a challenge at work, keep us from enjoying the gift of this day. We think it's just another ordinary day, but can I tell you there is no such thing as an ordinary day, because every day is a gift from Krishna. If you'll have a new perspective and start seeing every day as your best day, then you won't let little things upset you. You'll take the time to enjoy the people that Krishna has sent into our life to love. You'll stop and say hello to that neighbor who's lonely. You'll think more happy thoughts. You'll live more grateful. You'll make the most of each and every day. Concluding story. A pastor went to visit a 35-year-old mother in the hospital. She had cancer. Wasn't supposed to make it through the night. He walked in, took her hand, told her that he loved her, that he was praying for her. She smiled very warmly, and she said in a faint voice, "Pastor, this is the best day of my life." He was kind of puzzled. This doesn't seem like a very good day for you at all. She lay there very frail, bald. She went on, she said, "I didn't know if I was going to wake up this morning, Pastor. But I did. I wake up. God bless me with another day to see my children, to praise you, to spend a little bit more time with my family. And if I live through this day, I'm going to look out the window at night and I'm going to enjoy the stars and the moonlight." You may be having what you might call a bad day. There might be things in your life that you could be sorry about, things that could steal your joy. But if you'll keep everything like this lady in the right perspective, recognizing that this day is the best day of your life, this day is a gift from God, then it's going to be very easy to live happy. It'll be impossible to be sidetracked by the worries. What didn't work out? Who cut you off in traffic? You'll be able to say with the saints of old, "I will finish my race. I will break that tape with joy." We're all going to go and be with the Lord at some point. So let's go full of joy, seeing each day as our best day, getting up each morning, choosing to be happy, saying, "It's not about how I feel. I will rejoice. I will be glad." Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's get into the habit of thinking happy thoughts. If you do this, I believe that you're going to live happier. You're going to enjoy your life more. Forces that have held you back are going to be broken by your being happy on purpose. Krishna is releasing new levels of freedom, favor, new levels of fulfillment. You will finish this life with joy. And in the next life, go back to home, back to God. If any of this resonates with you, you're welcome. Raise your arms along with me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare